I am still working on the Barracuda. I know it's been a while since my last video. I think I got the battery installed in it in the last one. I've done a lot of little things here and there, kind of spent small amounts of time out here. Oh gosh. And yeah, so I did end up, it got fired up since I got the battery in it, and it ran good, sounded good. I'll try to post a little clip of that right here. I think the Barracuda is a runner. Just had her fired up for a minute. Let's see if it'll fire back up. Man. Seems to have pretty decent oil pressure. I haven't really let it get any temp in it yet, but she's running. Sounds pretty good. But I didn't have the heater box in, or the heater hoses, and I didn't have the fans wired up, so I did let it run and get probably too hot at one point. But because I think my gauges that I had under the dash were bad, the temp gauge was. So I ended up having to get new gauges too. But anyway, yeah, I didn't have the fans wired up at that point, so that's what I'm working on now. As you can see here, I've got, I put a couple weather pack connectors on the fans to go to the chassis side of things, which is a little cleaner than the blocky plugs they had on them and spade connectors. But I just gotta hook that ground up, and that'll all be done. That's all ran into the car already. Like I was saying, my old gauges were bad, at least the temp gauge was. I guess it can leak out the gas or whatever that's in that line, but I ended up getting these from Speedway Motors. They're in, wired up. I got a tack, it's wired up, and I made this little toggle switch, so that'll be for my second fan. I think that's pretty much all I've accomplished since I got it fired up off of the last video. So I've got the wires ran. I got a little relay panel made up in the car where the glove box was, which is right here. I have everything wired to that. I just have to wire the relays now and to the fuses there, the fuse panel. So that's what I am about to work on. I'm trying to think of what else I had, what else I've done since that last video. That's pretty much it. Oh, so fan, the way I've wired it, the first fan, I've never done it like this before. I've always just wired my fans to toggle switches. But in this car, I was trying something different where the first fan will operate on temp, you know, like a normal modern car, I guess. So I got this little ground temperature switch that goes into the intake right there. So that's what my relay is grounded off of. So that should act as a ground trigger to activate fan 1. So let me take you over here to the fuse panel, and I'll try to explain what I'm talking about. Here's a little better look at the fuse panel. So as you can see here, I have a little fuse block with 6 positions for power, and I got 3 relay things here. And this is a relay sitting in it. So this one's going to be my fan 1 relay, this will be my fan 2, and this one's going to be for the starter. So the starter originally had this big bulky relay on the inner fender on the driver's side, and that's where like the fuse box power for the car came from, all that. So I've since relocated all that stuff to inside the car. So like, you know, the car's fuse box gets power from here now instead of the original starter relay out on the fender. So I was trying to eliminate all that crap on the inner fender and kind of simplify it, I guess. So yeah, that's what I gotta do. I've got 3 wires stripped here. This is my fan 1, this is my fan 2, and this is for the starter. So I'll try to do a quick explanation here. These relays have numbered plugs if you've never dealt with them before. I know you probably can't see them. Can't get this thing to focus, but this is the 80, whoops. This bottom one is the 87 end, or whatever you want to call it. The top one there is the 30, and the left is the 85, and the right is the 86. That's a pretty standard thing for relays. The top and the bottom, the 30, which is this one that I'm touching, and the bottom one, which is this 87, that's the main transfer of power, I guess you'd call it, whatever. So I'll apply power from my fuse box to the 30 prong, and then you'll come off of it with your accessories. So like fan 1. My fan 1 will come off of that bottom one. The middle one is just an extra. Usually you don't use it in most cases. Can pretty much ignore it unless you're trying to do something a little more advanced, I guess. But it gets power when the relay is unswitched. So again, fuse power goes to 30, which is this top one. Accessory wire goes to 87, so that wire will go to like fan 1. And then these 2 side prongs, those are the switch that activates the relay. So if you've got a toggle switch, for instance, you'll run power to your toggle switch and then run that power to, say, this prong. It doesn't really matter which one, the left or right. Run power to one of these and then ground the other one. That way when you flip your switch on, it sends power to this, which sends power to a little electromagnet inside, which closes this gap between these 2 prongs and connects them, which sends power to your fan. So I've got to work on wiring those sockets right here, which is what I was saying. These are my accessory wires. So I'm going to put ends on those, and they'll go on the 30 slot on all those. I said 30 slot. These will go on the 87 slot. That's what I meant to say. It's too many numbers and too much crap to think about. It's confusing. But yeah, so the accessories will go on 87 slot. Okay, so what I've got here is one of the terminal ends for my wires. It's called an open barrel terminal push-on. I think they call them push-on. Yeah, it's on the bag there. Push-on for relay connector. So it has this little tang on the backside that, I cannot get this thing to focus, but it has a little tang on the backside that when you push it up into this connector, once it's on the wire, it snaps in and stays in there. And in order to crimp these, you need an open barrel crimper, which this is one that I've had for some years now. But that's what it looks like. I think this one's an MSD. I'm not sure what the part number is. It doesn't have it on it anywhere. But you can find them if you look up open barrel crimpers. So let me get that on the wire there and I'll show you how it crimps. Alright, so I got my terminal and my crimpers. This thing refuses to focus on anything that gets close to it. But you just close it down on it enough to hold it in place. And I'll take my wire and crimp it right just on the copper part. Don't crimp the insulator. And I'll show you what that looks like. It makes a very nice crimp. It's very confidence inspiring. Now you gotta crimp this thing onto the insulator, and sometimes that's kind of a pain because they're really long and they bunch up. But what I usually do for that is I have another set of crimpers. These are 4 weather packs, so they crimp like the seals. You can see those big open parts in the jaw there. That's for crimping like weather pack pins onto the little rubber grommets if you've ever dealt with them. But they're called weather tight crimp pliers. And you just get in here and use those big round ends. And it's really hard to do one-handed. And that's what that does. See, I have a hard time making it decent. I'm probably gonna have to smash that down. It looks like crap. Maybe not the right tool for the job, but it does work. But now I gotta do the other two and start working on my trigger wires. I'm gonna get after that, and then I'll show it to you and try to give you a quick explanation of what's going on. I got all my wires here with terminal ends on them, and I did discover that you can crimp onto that insulator using the same crimp tool you use for the wire. Just go to like the larger gauge size and it'll crimp onto the insulator very nicely. So that's all good. I went ahead and pulled the relay sockets off so that I could push these wires up in here, and I'll show you. So this is going to be fan 1 and 2. Alright, so this is my fan 1 wire to the fan, so this will go on the 87 pin. And this is my fan 1 relay socket, this one, and I need to push it up in there. It's very simple. Like that, and it clicks. Now it's part of the relay socket. There you go. So now I'm going to do that to the rest of these, reassemble it to my panel, and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, just finished wrapping this thing up. So the quick rundown is fan 1 has 87 pin wire going to the fan. The 30 pin in the front is getting power from the fuse right here. Power. And then to trigger that, I have 12 volt ignition from the car and a ground trigger to the temp switch on the engine that I showed you earlier. So this should come on its own because it already has 12 volts supplied to the switch while the car is running. And when the car reaches, I think it's 190 is that switch, it should kick this relay on. Fan 2, 87 pin to the fan, 30 pin to the fuse right there, the blue wire. And the green wire off of this one is from my toggle switch. That's to trigger the relay, and the other side just gets grounded. And same here, this is the starter. It has a ground pin off that same trigger as this one. I just jumped the grounds together. It's got the 87 pin going to the starter solenoid, the starter solenoid, and it has a yellow wire coming off of the ignition switch for start to trigger it, and power from the fuse here, the purple wire. So let me go hook up the battery and we'll test it. All right, battery is plugged up or hooked up, and I think that's all I need to do. I'm just gonna turn the ignition switch on just to confirm I have power. Yep, there goes the tach. Voltmeter shows 12 volts. So fan 2 should kick on with this toggle switch. There it goes. It's working. Sweet. Now, see if the starter works. All right, here we go. Let's make sure it's not in gear. That'd be good. Look at that. Sweet. That's good. I can't test fan 1 because I have to fire the car up and let it get to temp, and I'm not gonna do that in here because I can't open the door because it's like 10 degrees outside. And it's pretty close to that in here, I think. But I do have my wood stove going. Not much help when you don't have insulation. Just a good spot to go warm your fingers up. But I just noticed that it filled up with fuel pretty quickly. I haven't fired this thing up in a while. It's probably not gonna start because it's cold, but let's just try. All right, just gave her a little shot of juice. It does not like the cold. Yeah, ever since I put that new intake on it, I don't think the choke operates. All right. Got to build a little oil pressure there. I'm not gonna sit here and hurt on it just to start it for a few seconds, but pretty stoked that that wiring worked out. So I think that's about it for today for me, because I need to go warm up. But thanks for watching.